Welcome back, watch fans. We're talking about Rolex, real estate, watches, watch collecting, and I got some very important information for you, which I'm going to reveal to you about how you can build an incredible collection that everybody will envy, and you'll also make a lot of money. Are you interested in making money? Well, pay close attention to what I'm going to share with you, because I'm actually going to share with you a mega trend that is about to move the prices of certain Rolex models, including, that's right, the Submariner, the King Tut, the Bluesy, and also the day date, the President in gold. That's right. I'm going to give you all that information, but you got to get my free weekly newsletter, because that's going to give you all the trends, the market information, the rumors, and also the prices. You got to know what prices you should be paying. So click the link in the video description below to have access to my free newsletter delivered to your mailbox each week. Now let's talk about real estate. Now I'm here in sunny Encinitas, California, and you know what? I actually, I've been coming out here for on and off for a bit, through this area, and I've always passed by here and said, wow, this could be like a pretty cool place to live, right? And I remember. I think the prices were like, it might have been $1,000 a square foot, which was expensive, right? $1,000 a square foot, that's like Manhattan prices. $1,000 a square foot to live here, right? Now, sure enough, I came back here, a couple of days ago. And I see like a for sale sign, and I was curious, hey, what what's the deal? Maybe there's a deal here. There is no deal. My friends. You know what the price is to live here? $2,000 a square foot. $2,000 a square foot. That's right. Prices have gone crazy. Bananas. Now, I don't know if it's worth it, not worth it. I don't know. But it reminds me of a story about Patek Philippe and Rolex and Beverly Hills. That's right. And I think I shared this on another video, but I'll repeat it again. I was doing some business in Beverly Hills a number of years back. I was looking for some commercial space, and I meet this gentleman. He was probably in his early 30s, and his family. They had, I'll tell you. I'm not sharing any secrets. So, if you know Beverly Drive, south of Wilshire, there is those four corners. Those four buildings. I think it's called the Four Corners, literally. And I think his family basically owns that and a bunch of other stuff. And I noticed he had a Patek Philippe on. Now this is like 10 plus years ago, and at that point I had, liquidated. I was not collecting watches. I had gotten out of watches, but I saw his watch. He had a nice. What did he have? I think it was actually nothing too fancy. I think it might have been like an annual calendar or something. And I said, "Wait, nice watch," and and he said, the guy's Persian, right? He says he's got the accent, or Iranian Persian, whatever, right? I know the Iranians don't like to be called Iranians; they would like to be called Persians. So I'll call him Iranian. All right. So anyway, so the guy tells me, "Listen, there's two things you never sell. You never sell Patek Philippe and Beverly Hills real estate, right?" Actually, I think that's my Indian accent. That's my Indian accent, not my Persian accent. But actually, they're actually quite similar. Anyway, he said that was his line. He said there are two things you never ever sell, and that is Patek Philippe and Beverly Hills real estate. Why? Because they're always increasing in value. Or maybe not so much in a straight line, but they are always increasing. Why are they increasing in value? Do you know why? I'm going to give you the secret. When you subscribe to my free weekly newsletter, you're going to know the secret. Click the link in the video description below to have access to my weekly newsletter. Okay, the secret, my friends, is supply and demand. So just like real estate, there is a fixed supply, right? Like this property here. There's only one location like this in the world. It's right here. There is a fixed supply, and there is constantly increasing demand. There is more and more people. People are constantly reproducing, right? They're mating, they're reproducing. So there's more and more humans, and most importantly, when people make money, right, there's more and more people making more and more money, right? So there's more and more demand, right? And now this area actually in Encinitas, it's there's a lot of high tech in this area. There's a lot of biotech that's biotech, high tech that's sprung up over the last 20 years or so. 20 years or so. Now before that, back in the 70s, you can get stuff here for nothing. In the 70s, there were no really rich people. I mean, there were well-to-do people, but they didn't have the biotech business. They didn't have the high-tech business at it. They didn't have Qualcomm. They didn't have all these companies, right? And so the average person, the average school teacher, well, maybe not the school teacher, but the average person could move here, could live here. No, in the last 30 years, but definitely in the last 20 years, the whole high-tech biotech industry in this area has really exploded. In La Jolla, which is not too far from here, San Diego area, it really has exploded, and so there is more and more demand for real estate like this. Now, by the way, I think I said that I was actually I was interested in the place out here, and the prices were about $1,000 a foot. Today, $2,000 a square foot. Oh my God, it's crazy. $2,000 a square foot. It's ridiculous. I mean, I think there's better values out there, but maybe not. You only go through life once, So now, this brings me to the Rolex Submariner. Now, there is a trend that is about to happen. Okay, it's early on. It's just like these waves, like these surfers, they are getting prepared to ride these waves. You gotta be in the water. You gotta be in the water and waiting for that wave. You can't chase after because you'll be too late. And most of the tomato can channels out there, these channels that you crayon eaters keep watching, all these guys are basically losers. They're always late. They're like, they don't know what's going on. Like whether it's the urban gentry, whether it's Theo and Homo, whether it's Bark and Jerkoff, whether it's Archie Luxury. These people have no taste, right? So they don't really understand design trends, what's happening in watches. And yes, you got to understand that watches are fashion basically. There is a trend. Why did Royal Oak all of a sudden become popular in the last 10 years, right? Why? Because there is a trend that has developed for kind of geometric design, geometric shapes, and also kind of a 70s comeback a little bit. And by the way, that is also one of the drivers of two-tone, the gold and steel thing, which a lot of you monkeys don't understand, because you're basically window lickers. You only buy stuff that your friends tell you to buy, right? You buy stuff that the Matrix tells you to buy, that it's okay to buy, and when the Matrix tells you, hey, the trend is hot, that's when you guys are buying it. Now, but you know why the Matrix is telling you that? Because it's a pump and dump. Because the Matrix has loaded up on these watches, right? So what happens is the boiler room channels, those Muppet boiler room channels, they load up on a watch, on a certain type of watch, and then all of a sudden they tell you it's hot, right? So they load up on a watch that's been ice cold. Then they tell you it's the new thing, the hot new thing, and you tomato cans start chasing after. Look at this. Look how well this is matched. You got the white in the dial, you got the whites in the flowers, the blue, the gold. Do you understand how advanced this channel is? Now again, get my free weekly newsletter. Click the link in the video description below so you understand what is the right price to pay. What is the new trend that is about to develop? What is the new thing that's going to start moving? You're going to know. Now, what is going to happen with this watch? Let me tell you, my friends, India. That's right. I talked about it in one of my videos. The Indians, that's right. The Indians in India, the guys who eat the curry, the Patels, they're going to start buying these. Why? Because India is at an inflection point, and the economy is starting to boom. All right, and there's going to be a lot of very wealthy Indians. Now, here's the thing you may not realize: there's 1.5 billion Indians, 1.5 billion of these people, right? 1.5 billion, bigger than the Chinese, and the Indian population is actually booming. China is dying. India is booming. India is going to be a major economic power within 5 years. Now, you got 1.5 billion Indians. I would say roughly there's about 1% is super wealthy in any given time, right? So that's 15 million people, 15 million, right? But there's probably another 50 million that are, very well-to-do, that are making, 6 figures plus, 7 figures maybe, right? And what does that mean? I mean, it means they're going to start making that money, right? What does that mean? The first thing they're going to do is buy Rolex, because that's what people do. That is what guys do when they make a little bit of money. So, you're Patel, working in that call center, calling up senior citizens, telling them that they owe money to the IRS or some other scam, or, you're, I don't know, developing software or some nonsense, right? The first 50 grand you make, you're going to want to buy one of these. You're going to buy. Now, look, the Indians are a little bit more responsible than Americans. Not like the Chinese, but they're more responsible, financially responsible than Americans. So probably they're going to wait till they make, like 50 grand or so, and then they get a rush out, and they're going to buy a Rolex Submariner. Why the Rolex Submariner? Because Indians love gold, they love colors, and this has all the Bollywood colors, the gold, the steel, the blue. They're not going to buy a basic bitch black Submariner, because that is a watch for, losers who drink coffee out of paper cups and wear fleece vests. Now, if you're one of these Indians that wants to pretend like you're a white man, go ahead and do that. But, if you're an Indian who has good taste, who wants to reach spiritual enlightenment, nirvana, you got to follow your Swami, and that is the Bhagwan Colonel. That's right, I am your Bhagwan, and I'm here to tell you that this is the watch that all the Indians will be buying, the Rolex Submariner, Bluesy, King Tut, specifically the no holes case. Why? Because the Indians don't like holes, and they want to see the gold through the clasp, not the basic bitch watch that does not have it, right? And they don't want the big one, the ceramic one, because that one is kind of nasty. They don't want that new ceramic because it's nasty, like these lizards over here. That is what's happening. So I just gave you valuable information. Now, it's a slow trend. It's not gonna start really for maybe a couple of years, but 5 years from now, the price of this watch will be, in my opinion, 75% higher. Now, why isn't it going to moon? Why isn't that going to go through the roof? Because they made a lot of these watches. Okay, there's like billions of these. There's billions of these Submariners that have been created. Billions of these Submariners that have been created. But again, you're going to have that massive new demand, which is going to be India. The Indians are going to buy these. The Chinese, by the way, are not so much into it. The Chinese are not into these. The Indians are. You're going to see in the next couple of years massive demand from India, and the prices are going to lift. You can get one of these for about 12 grand today, 11.5, 12 grand for this particular version with the rehaut. And I believe the price will be 18 to 20 grand within 5 years. Okay, timestamp this video, my friends. You're going to see what happens. Okay, click the link in the video description to get my free newsletter. And also make sure to press the subscribe button for the YouTube channel, and the like button if you like what you see. And if you don't like what you see, press the subscribe button anyway. All right, here's to your success, my friends.